Hey y'all, I have another super fun collab for you today. We are going to be talking about our 3 top curriculums and our 1 least favorite curriculum. Let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel, friends. If you are new here, my name is Kaela, and you can read all about me and my homeschool in the description box below. I'd love it if you introduce yourself in the comments so we can get to know each other better. This video is a collab and it's being hosted by Shauna over at Making Everyday Magic. A few of us homeschool mamas here on YouTube are sharing our top 3 curriculums as well as one of our least favorite. And I have my stack here, so let's jump right in. I have to admit, it was actually kind of hard to pick only 3 top favorites because I like so much of what I use. I mean, obviously, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be using it. I even asked my kids for what their top favorite things were that we use in our homeschool, and that kind of helped me to narrow down to just our top 3. These are in no particular order, but the first one that I want to share with you is actually one that I've shared on this channel before. I do have a flip through and review of this curriculum. I will put it up in the cards if you missed it. But this is Woven Melodies from Thistles and Biscuits. Basically, this curriculum is a music study curriculum. It's not teaching you how to play music or how to play an instrument, but each week that you use this curriculum, you study a particular instrument or an instrument family, and you learn about how this instrument came to be, the history of it, the geography of it, and also you get to see examples of that instrument being modified or used by lots of different cultures in lots of different styles of music. And then you also get a composer or a particular musician who specializes in using that instrument. They get featured. You get one of those featured each week. So it's kind of like a composer study / instrument study. Again, if you want to know all the details, you can watch my flip through and review of Woven Melodies. But this curriculum is just so much fun. And I have to admit, we haven't been super consistent using it, mainly because we took a lot of time off unexpectedly for life. If you've been around, you already know. But typically, we do crack this open on Fridays. Fridays are kind of like our enrichment days where we try to do maybe some art study or some music study. And this is one that we keep going back to. My girls love all of the videos that are included in this. It's chock full of really awesome video links that we wouldn't necessarily be able to find on our own very easily. So I very much appreciate that. And yeah, it's just so much fun. It's fascinating and interesting and easy to use. All good things for an enrichment curriculum. All right, the next favorite, I don't think will be a surprise if you are not new to my channel. That is Singapore Dimensions Math. So I have a daughter who is using 2B right now. So this is the second half of their 2nd grade level. We use all of the books, including the tests. Totally not necessary to do that, but she's really into math and it works for us. I have actually nothing negative to say about this curriculum. We love it, and I feel really fortunate that we kind of got math right straight out of the gate with our homeschool, because I know so many families really struggle with math. They really struggle with finding a program that works well for them or for their homeschool style or for their kiddo. So I just feel super fortunate that Dimensions has worked so well for us and so consistently well. Like, we all love it. My oldest is using the 2B. My youngest is using KB, so she's finishing up the kindergarten level. And both of my girls just absolutely love this curriculum. They love the games, the hands-on elements, but they also genuinely love the book work. They love the colorful textbooks, and they also really enjoy the workbook pages, even though for first and second grade and up, the workbook pages are in black and white. But my daughter doesn't seem to mind that at all. She still really enjoys it. She even enjoys the tests, y'all. Like, I don't know how she's related to me, but she really does enjoy these. I love the teacher's guide. I love how simple and clear everything is laid out for me. It just feels really easy for me to implement this curriculum week after week. And as my oldest daughter develops more and more conceptual math understanding, thanks to Dimensions, she's getting to use some of this program more and more independently, and that's super helpful to me. I don't know how long that will last as we get into some of the higher, more complicated math concepts. We might have to become more teacher intensive, or I might have to outsource. I know that Dimensions does offer a video option with teachers on video online, so that might be something that we look into in the future if we need it. But right now, this is just our favorite thing, and it feels easy, and I never thought that math could feel easy for me or for my kids. I did not expect it to go this well, but I don't think I would change anything about this program. I know that a common complaint with Dimensions is just how many equations or activities are involved in each lesson. It can feel time consuming or like it's too much or too repetitive, and I totally understand that complaint or that thought process. The way that I work around that is I really go by my child. If I feel like my child has really grasped something, then I might let them skip some equations or skip some pages. I try to look through all of the different ways that the material is being presented. Typically, they're going to be presenting the same concept or idea in multiple ways because they want your child to understand the overall concept and all of the different options that they have to get to the correct answer on any given equation. So I might look through the workbook pages or the test pages, and if there's multiple problems that look very similar, maybe I'll only make my daughter do one or two of them instead of all of them, as long as she's showing me she has a good grasp on what they are teaching her and how they're presenting it to her. And so far, that's worked really well for us. So yeah, love Dimensions. Also, one more thing about Dimensions Math is we've really been enjoying this notebook from School Nest. This pairs really nicely with Dimensions. This is the primary math version, so it has grid paper that's quite large in size. And I'll just show you. It's very easy for my 8-year-old to use this grid paper. Basically, she uses this kind of like scratch paper for her textbook. We don't write in the textbook. You could do that. It is designed where you could write in it, but I like saving the textbooks for future use. So I have her copy anything that she needs to in this notebook, and that has worked really well for us. Another great feature about this notebook is it does give you the option to make your own little table of contents with my math topics. It has a built-in page for number bonds and 10 frames. It has a built-in hundreds chart and a built-in multiplication chart. So there's just lots of handy things in the notebook for her to have with her that we have found really useful. And as always, I will have everything that I'm talking about today linked in the description box. So make sure you go check that out. I will also link School Nest notebooks down there. We love all of the notebooks that we have from School Nest. That was just one example because it goes really well with our math curriculum. Okay, my last favorite, but certainly not least favorite. This might actually even be my top favorite if I'm being honest. That is History Quest from Pandia Press or Pandia Press, however you say that. We have been using this for the better part of the school year. We haven't made it super far because we keep like pausing to do rabbit trails. For example, this curriculum in their schedule has you studying ancient Egypt for 2 weeks, and that just did not feel like enough for us. We're actually wrapping up ancient Egypt right now, but we've been studying it for about 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks. I mean, ancient Egypt is just too awesome to fit in 2 weeks, for us at least. Regardless of us tweaking the schedule and possibly dragging this out much further than it needs to be, we really love this curriculum. And again, I do have a full flip through of this curriculum that I will link in the cards and down below in the description box in case this is new to you or you missed that video. Basically, the 2 essential parts of this curriculum are the study guide, which has kind of your lesson plans for the parent, and it also has activity pages inside, and your reader. So this is your very thick narrative book that's meant to be read aloud with your children, that is talking about history in chronological order and kind of by civilization. They also have an audiobook version of this, which I just recently got and started implementing, and my kids really love the audiobook as well, so that is super awesome. That kind of takes something else off of my plate. Even though I do really enjoy reading this aloud to them, it just gives me the option of being able to play it in the car or play it while I'm doing laundry or doing something else. So that's really awesome. I don't really have anything bad to say about this curriculum. Like, I don't know that I would change anything, except maybe I wish there were a couple more hands-on activity options. The hands-on activity options do seem rather limited. You only get 1 per week or per unit. And they're not always the most fun or appealing hands-on activities. But for me, that's not a problem because I can easily go to Instagram or Pinterest or my fellow Homeschool Mama community and try to figure out, you know, a different hands-on activity or craft if I don't like the one that's presented in here. So it's not that big of an issue. I know that some parents really appreciate all of the options being outlined well for them in the curriculum. And I know that Story of the World, which is kind of, I guess, the most comparable curriculum to this. I haven't used it myself, but it's very popular. I've heard that that is a big contrast. Story of the World has a lot more hands-on activity options and also a lot more activity page options. So that might be something to consider if you are looking at the 2 up against each other. But so far, this has been perfect for us. I appreciate that it does have copy work options. It does have narration options. Everything's outlined very clearly in the study guide. Super easy to implement, super easy to modify the schedule, at least in my opinion. I've also found it very easy to supplement this when we want to do more. I've already made a video about how we have been supplementing this with some units from Core Knowledge Language Arts. Even though they're language arts units, they are themed around historical content, and they really have paired very nicely with this. That's not a necessity. This is totally enough all on its own to not need supplementation, but we just really like history, so we dive deeper and we get extra books and we watch extra videos, and maybe we want to do even more crafts than this has for us. So that's just an example of how we are using this. If you have any questions or if you need more information about how we use this, let me know down below. I'm happy to talk about it more. And then a couple more things that we have to go with History Quest. I did purchase recently their history timeline stickers. These are also from Pandia Press, and they are meant to go along with History Quest or their other history curriculum that they offer that's for older kids. I really like these stickers. I think they are super high quality. My one complaint is that they are not very diverse or inclusive. I wish that they had included more people of history, but they were a nice starting point for us, and I might make some of our own stickers in the future or possibly purchase more timeline stickers if I can find some that are a little bit more diverse and a little bit more inclusive. The way that we use the stickers is with another notebook from School Nest. This is our history timeline notebook. We love this. It's just so much fun. So you can see here that we have cut out some coloring pages that were actually included in History Quest. And then I also have some of those stickers in here that are from their sticker pack. Here's some more examples. This is just a super fun option, something that my kids can easily do together since we do cover ancient history and History Quest as a group subject, as a family subject. This just is a really fun way to keep track of what we're learning and where it falls in the stream of time. Okay, guys, those were my current favorites that we are using right now in our homeschool. Now, I'm supposed to show you one least favorite curriculum. I actually have two that have become my least favorites very recently. And yeah, I guess I'm going to show you both of them. So before I share the two least favorites, I just want to say there is absolutely nothing wrong with these two curriculums, with these two resources. I have seen time and time again that they are used successfully by other families and that they are beloved by other families. They just haven't worked well for us. And that's probably going to be in a whole nother video as to the reasons why. I won't get into all of that in this video, but let me just show you guys. So the first one is all about spelling, and we used all of level 1 and all of level 2 with my oldest daughter. You guys, I wanted to love this so much, and I still have in the back of my mind, like, maybe I'm doing it wrong and that's why I don't love this, because we love all about reading so much. This is their spelling program. It's supposed to play nicely with all about reading. It's by the same people. Why don't I love this? Like, I just feel like it must be me, right? Because this has to be good. I've seen so many other families say, this curriculum is amazing for spelling. It just hasn't worked super well for us. And we did commit, like, we used 2 books, y'all. I really gave it a shot. It just didn't work great for us. And so I am in the process of looking for something else for spelling for my daughter. We haven't even started spelling instruction really with my kindergartner. She's using All About Reading level 1, and she does get some practice with mapping words and building words. So, you know, there is a little bit of a foundation for spelling that's just naturally included in any phonics instruction. But she hasn't started using All About Spelling or any formal spelling yet. So I'm kind of trying to figure that out. We're in a transition with spelling. I wanted to love this and we didn't. Okay, the next one, gosh, I feel the same way about this. Grammar Island by Michael Clay Thompson. And I do have a flip through of all of our books that we got for this level. I'll put that in the cards and down below. I had made that video before we actually used it. It was kind of like an unboxing video. We did buy the entire program secondhand through a Facebook group for MCT. So the newer books don't look exactly like this. So I'm looking at the publisher page, and these are from 2016. So they are kind of dated. I know that Michael Clay Thompson does update his books frequently, so I'm a little behind with these books from 2016. The grammar portion of this island level is divided into 4 parts. You have part 1, the parts of speech, part 2, the parts of a sentence, part 3, phrases, and part 4, clauses. So we finished all of part 1, the parts of speech, which is basically like nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, like your main types of words or parts of speech. We finished that with basically no problem. Like, I could tell that my kid didn't love it. However, she was retaining everything that we were learning and everything that we were talking about. So I kind of kept pushing through, thinking like, okay, maybe grammar's just not her favorite thing. Like, she loves math and art. Language arts has always been a little bit more of a struggle for her. So, you know, as long as she's retaining it, that's what's important, right? So we did start part 2, which is the parts of a sentence. And kind of the main things that we've covered in that is subject, predicate, object, direct object, indirect object. We got kind of far into that second section. This is where we are right now. I really like this curriculum, and she really doesn't like it. She just really doesn't like this. And every time that we pull it out, there's lots of moaning and groaning, and she just is not a fan. So again, I don't think there's anything wrong with this program. I think it's an amazing program. I'm hoping that we can still use it and maybe even use the other components, the poetry component, the Latin STEM language component, vocabulary component. I would love to be able to use it because I do think it's just such a unique and awesome curriculum. It's really well thought out, and it's different from any other grammar curriculum that I've seen. My daughter is not into it. She is a straightforward learner. She likes workbooks. She likes explicit, direct, to the point instruction. And this is not that. And it just isn't appealing to her. She doesn't find it interesting. She doesn't find it cute. She's annoyed by how it's written. She's annoyed by the little silly stories. She's just annoyed by all of it. So we are kind of figuring out grammar. And for now, we have put a pause on this. Whether or not I use it with my other kids later on, who knows? Every kid is different. But again, really wanted to love this, really wanted it to work. It's just not a good fit for at least my oldest daughter. She really doesn't like it. And you guys remember, the best curriculum is the curriculum that gets done. It's the one that you keep coming back to. It's the one that's easy, practical to implement. It's the one that your kid is enjoying or engaging with and retaining information from. It's the one that gets done. And for us, this ain't getting done. Like, it just is a struggle to pull this out and actually use it. And to me, it's not worth it to ever have something in your homeschool that is that big of a struggle. We live in a day and age where we have so many curriculum options. There are more options than ever before, so much so that we get overwhelmed by options, right? So you don't have to use something that you really don't love or that your kid really doesn't love, because I guarantee there's another option out there that will be more engaging or interesting for that kiddo. All right, y'all. I would love to hear in the comments below, what is your favorite curriculum right now, or maybe your top 3, and what curriculum did you really want to love and it just wasn't a good fit, and we can all be sad about it together and then move on with our life. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed as well, because in April next month, I will be sharing more detailed videos about what is working in our homeschool versus what is not working, what we're changing, what we're letting go. So if videos like this interest you, I know you're going to like those, and those will be coming in just a couple of weeks. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you turn notifications on so that you can watch and follow along then. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!